Another episode of SlitLifeRadio, man. I got a special guest, man. We got a guest from the past. One of
Yeah,
the early risers.
yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a minute, man. You made a quite a little journey since that day.
Mm.
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. How you?
Pretty good, man. First off, introduce yourself, man. You know, they know who you are, but make sure you tell them anyway.
Yeah, I'm Spencerxsanders, owner and creator of Arrival Worldwide.
And yeah, man, I brought you on here. What was that, like 3 years ago?
That might have been like four.
Maybe 4. Yeah, you was
yeah.
like 13 or 14.
I was young.
Yeah, bro.
It's been a long time.
That was a long time. I think that's when you was still like.
That's when I was like almost just starting off a little bit.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
you
like,
said you was still like hand making it like at the crib.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So tell me about the journey, like from there to here.
Obviously it's been progression. You know what I'm saying? It's still up and downs, but it's more ups and downs now, you know? So it's more consistent than it used to be back when we first did the first interview.
So like going from, I guess, kind of like where you got a goal, but it's more of like a hobby to you. Then you take that passion and make it like an actual job and a career. You still got the same feeling for it?
Yeah, no, I finally feel like now it's more like a career because it's like this is my main source of income. So it's like I have to make clothes now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have to do different things involving making clothes and releasing clothes. So yeah, so now it's far from a hobby now. I kind of like have to do it now.
And I feel like once you get to this point of the career, you start to like have to like work with different people and make sure you like networking right and making sure the right people wearing your clothes. You really don't want to see like people with a bad name wearing it too.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot more that go into it now than it used to. I mean, it's a bit easier now because it has a name, it has a growing name, but it's more work. Like it's more work now than it is then, because now I have to maintain bills and employees and put together events, and it's just a lot more than it used to be. So
is it hard like managing that part of it, like especially we going through COVID and the pandemic? We're a year and a half in now, but does that kind of really like affect like your business side of it?
A little bit, maybe it did. Kind of had to just like do more things involving online releases and not so many physical releases and pop-up shops. But like, I'm back in town now for a pop-up shop this weekend, so that's gonna be the first like pop-up shop / event we put together since the pandemic. So
yeah, I mean, I guess it's probably a little bit different for like you as a creator because you selling like a product instead of like like an artist has to do shows and be out active in the world to kind of like get the name out there. Whereas your art is just you creating something, you put it out for the world, and people gonna get it no matter what.
yeah, facts, definitely.
So tell me like like from where you were when we first met, and what was like the big change for you that kind of like got your name really out there?
I feel like the big change was, I think at that time I was still living in Michigan, so that's when I started to like venture off and to move to different states. So I moved to Atlanta, maybe like not too long after that interview. So I moved to Atlanta with like little to no money and was just I like convinced two of my like close homeboys to move down there with me so we could like split rent and stuff. We kind of just nobody had real furniture. We had no real furniture. I just like had like a mattress on the ground, no TV, no nothing. It kind of was just down there just trying
working.
to grow.
Just
Yeah,
working.
yeah.
So being that you moved from here to Atlanta, and I see like that's kind of like a trend with like people who kind of from Detroit, whereas you start to kind of like do something with your career. Like is it something that you feel like it's necessary to kind of get out of the city to make your brand grow? Because like sometimes I feel like it's kind of crabs in a bucket here sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel it was necessary for me. I feel like the times is changing now, so Detroit is more of a city that a lot of people is looking into right now compared to
It's funny how that switched
3
up,
years
right?
ago. Yeah, so I feel like somebody could probably do better now than they could 3-4 years ago. But I would still like give advice to people to move around and venture off because obviously it's still more connects in Atlanta than it is in Detroit. So yeah, definitely, I feel like moving definitely helps.
Is the like general scene down there like different than it is up here?
Yeah, it's more.
Because that's like you going from like one of the blackest cities in America to the other blackest city in America.
Yeah, I feel like it's more. I feel like it's more black in Atlanta, just because like the nightlife and the different, just the different areas and everything like that. I feel like it's more people And then back then, like a lot of people, they cared about outfits and stuff here, but not as much as they did in Atlanta. Like, I know in Atlanta it'd be like a Wednesday. And
Yeah, I don't
go
feel like we
somewhere.
really had a fashion scene here at all. Like,
Yeah.
until like maybe just recently. And
Yeah, it kind of really just
yeah, I
expanded
think you
here.
played a big part of that too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it expanded here for sure. Because I mentored a couple guys up from here that's making noise now throughout the city too. So
Is it crazy to even be like in that position where like you really like putting people on and mentoring them to show them like, did you think you would be in that spot like just like this fast? Because like it seemed like 3 years is a long time, but that's really not like that's quick.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like guess that. I guess like in the eyes of other people, like things is doing really well, but like I'm still far from where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
So like this is all still very normal to me, you know, because it's like it's been happening for so long, so it's just kind of like normal to the point, like you know what I'm saying. I really don't even amaze or phase me for real.
Now, is it hard to kind of like still maintain the quality of the clothing when you starting to have to like really like make a lot more than you used to have to make?
Yeah, we deal with like multiple manufacturers, like going back and forth with them to try to get the right cuts and materials.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely gets annoying, and I like on a daily basis I'm battling them because like at this point that's the only thing that can really take you up next.
Yeah.
It's like quality and
Because when you
know what I'm
first
saying?
started, you was hand making everything, right?
Yeah, I was hell yeah, yep.
So that's definitely like I always say like like if a restaurant making really good food, it's always rough when they get like to a big spot. Now you start trying to like it's hard to make every steak perfect when you got to cook 1,000 of them.
Yeah,
As opposed to 10 of them.
yeah. Head making stuff is. It was cool in Atlanta because it was like the cheapest and easiest way to get stuff done. But like now I have literally like I just get everything made now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're doing like worldwide like shipping and stuff now too. So that's probably like that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, for sure. Especially on like bigger drops and stuff. Like definitely a lot of orders be going out.
So does it feel nice to kind of be able to go back to doing like a pop up where you got all the stuff, you people buying it straight from you, don't worry about some like different people in between like the middleman and all that.
Yeah. I just feel like this year. So really last year during the pandemic, I did have a pop up shop here in the city, and it was like some of the biggest money I made at once. So I took that obviously and I like expanded. I moved to LA, got a office and crib out there and stuff like that. But like this year we wanted to focus on like physical spots. So like me and my team we put together a little tour. It's a 9-city tour, and we're starting in Detroit. So
Okay.
that's kind of what we're doing now, and that's the focus on this year, like physical locations, like pop up shop tour.
Now, I see you kind of branching out and working with like other artists. Now, I think you like I don't know if you like managing them or kind of just like helping them create their own music and like what would you really call it? Like creative director maybe?
Yeah, I kind of just do that with like without a title. Like I just hang out with a bunch of different artists, and we kind of just like catch a vibe, and they can make music or we make merch or whatever the case may be. So I guess you could call it that, but we, you know what I'm saying? It's more just like a natural vibe than me just like on a job, creative director. You know what I'm saying?
Would you ever really like get into like stylist work or you still just kind of like doing what you doing?
No, I used to like style people, but I'm really not even a big fan of really like I'm not really like a fashiony type of dressing type dude. You know, I like wear all black. I mean, obviously I put stuff on and I make it look nice, but I feel like stylists they supposed to be more versatile. And, you know what I'm saying? Put people in color. I just put people in like all black. So
I mean, all black always hit.
So that's something I probably should stay away from, at least at this point in my life.
I mean, shit, you moving a product, so people obviously like how you dressing.
Yeah.
So going on with this tour, where do you see like this? Where do you see it taking you at?
Honestly, like the tour stops, like when pop-up shops, it just like creates so much momentum that it's like every pop-up shop you grow as a company, and like the following grows, the support grows, because like now people they actually come and they can interact with the brand. They might not can't like necessarily interact with me because there be so much going on, but like they can interact with the environment and the crowd and actually feel the products and you know what I'm saying, see people, you know what I'm saying. It's like a whole arrival experience. So I feel like the tour definitely is the tour is what's gonna take us to the next level, because like that's the difference between like upcoming brands, like they just want to sit behind computer screens. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to do physical stuff and actually get in the field and meet people, and that's how I built up my brand, like in the field, meeting people, knowing people, just you know what I'm saying, not really being consumed by the computer screen for real.
Yeah. You got people like knocking on the door trying to like get you to sell the brand or anything yet?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not as of recent, but during the pandemic, when stuff was like kind of slow, I like sold like 95% of my inventory to a store.
Okay.
But I didn't want to do that, but I just compromised it so I can make some money over the pandemic. But yeah, there's a bunch of stores that tapped out and reached out, but I'm probably reach out. I'm probably gonna reach out to the stores I want to reach out to after the tour, because we got different sponsorships and stuff for the tour. So like I gotta document each stop, like Moet and Hennessy, they just sponsored the whole tour.
Okay.
So in order for them to do that for me, I have to document like people enjoying their products at my pop-up shop. So I just figured I might as well document the whole thing and create a resume so then I can read to the stores like, oh, see, we got this following in this city, that's following in this city. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna eventually do stores, but it's gonna be like hand selected stores, not like all the stores that reach out.
Is it hard building like a team? Because like as this brand grows, you know, you're gonna start adding more people on. You know, start off with your boys, but like at some point, you know, you're gonna need more people than that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, right now it's still relatively small. Our team is not huge. I mean, for pop-up shops, it's gonna be huge because like I hire maybe like 10 to 15 different people to come work, and you know what I'm saying. So different like just be able to open up more opportunities now for certain people. They be temporary opportunities, but they still be something, you know.
No, I was just telling him about it. I can't remember like what brand it was, but I know like it was a big brand that kind of like copied the design you had put out.
Oh yeah, Ralph Simmons.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, that was So now me and my lawyer, we're kind of in a battle now. Not technically with Ralph Simmons, but we're just trying to get. So I already had like majority of my paperwork done for the company, but I didn't have 100% of the paperwork done, so I can't take legal action towards that.
Yeah.
You know? So people be like, "Oh, you should sue them," and like Fashion Nova, they copy too. But it's like that type of stuff is like it's harder than what people actually think.
Yeah, because they can just change like one little small design. Exactly. And it's a whole different, you know,
and it's a whole different concept,
whole different trademark.
And like big ass companies like Fashion Nova, obviously they have people specifically to
they got 15
look
lawyers
into that to
on
make sure they don't get sued and stuff like that. So yeah, so certain stuff you kind of got to just take for real.
Does that put a battery in your back, or is it kind of like, is it annoying?
Nah, maybe a while ago it would have bothered me. It really don't even bother me like that no more. I just take it and just be like, okay, if these people are watching, that means the more people are going to be interested in my brand. You know, it's just a matter of really expanding.
So as a designer, like I'm sure you know you see like people kind of like reselling the stuff you made now. Does that like bug you at all, or like is it just like, you know, it's part of the game?
No, see, like a lot of stuff is so normal now because when I was younger, I was like doing I used to do little things so I can have people resell my stuff. Like I would only put out like 20, 25 units, and I would so I had sold the clothes to a reseller, and I told him to see if he could resell it. It was like a rhinestone hoodie, but that's back when like I was one of the first people to use like rhinestones on hoodies and clothes a long time ago. So I had like crazy buzz from that. So I had like gave it to a reseller, told him to see if he could resell it to like a random. So so it turned into me like reselling my
That's
own
crazy
clothes.
because you really cut out the middleman by just going straight to the reseller like, hey, flip these for me.
Yeah, because resellers, they be having markets too. So then I just took that to, okay, let me just any leftover pieces I got, let me throw them up on Grilled or something like that. And then one day I went on there, and then I put up one of my own pieces like under a different profile or whatever, and my brand was like an official brand. They had emailed me and everything. It was like, yeah, we made Arrival Worldwide, the official brand on Grilled. Yeah, this is like 3 years ago. So Arrival been the official brand. Like you go in there, you can type in Arrival Worldwide, and different products will come up that's been sold and
that's
people
crazy.
reselling. And like so, we official brand on Depop too. So it's like, yeah, like reselling is cool. That's how you kind of know if it's like moving the way that you want it to.
So I see you like been linking up with like a lot of like big name rappers now. Just is that like this part of like just being in LA because you out there with so many like affluent people?
Yeah, what's crazy is like the people that I'm like linking with now in the day, like we always been friends, but it's like we've been internet friends, you know. And then when you get to a same location, then you be able to start linking up heavy and really, you know what I'm saying, get to know each other. So yeah, living in LA definitely played a huge part of that.
Does it kind of like break the what's the word, like break the mirror of like when you meeting like these famous people and they actually like just regular ass people?
Yeah, a lot of stuff like LA in general is just like mad normal. Like people personas of it is just like so much bigger than what it actually is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that. I mean that helps too. Like once you're able to be out there, I would say at least try to be out there, because it's like if you can afford to be out there, then that's like the doors and stuff is endless.
I think that's probably the cooler part to me looking at like designers is like rappers and music artists. They seem real cool to us, but they looking at what you like. Damn, that shit cold as hell. I can't do that.
Yeah, definitely. So I get a lot of respect from like all of my rapper friends and different stuff like that, because like I'm moving and doing stuff on my own, like without a deal or without anything. But since the brand started taking off, I didn't even know like I had turned down maybe like 3 or 4 deals. I didn't even know you could like clothing designers could get deals. Like that was all just new from me.
Like labels.
Like so it's real similar to that.
Oh, okay.
It's like
distribution companies probably.
Distribution companies and individual investors, which is all still technically deals, you know. So like I had this one investor, which we had ended up getting into when I first moved to LA. Like he worked hands on with Amiri, hands on with the brand Rude, but he's like more of a production type of dude, you know. He's a rich guy with money, but he like works to just like production. So when I first got there, I was still like I was still hustling my way up, and he was like, oh yeah, I want to sit down and offer opportunity to you. But this was the first deal. Like I always get emails like, give me a call, I want to talk to you about distribution deal and stuff like that. Like basically companies and people that like help you move your products, and they just take percentages, or they like offer you money. They offer you money
in advance, and then they get it back from profits. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of certain people like maybe I don't know. I'm glad I never took none of them.
Those deals be sketchy. They really just trying to like eat off of you, and then they put a little hidden clauses in the contract. You know, they'd be in it for years, and then after you go from 20,000 in sales a year to 2 million, they still getting part of that 2 million.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of I was in a situation actually twice. I signed a contract with somebody in my family actually who tried to said, oh yeah, I give you advance of money, that sign, boom, I got a lawyer and all that. But once my mother actually read it, after I already signed it, that night I was supposed to type up a contract so he can give me $25,000 up front. And then my Dukes read the contract, whatever, and she realized that it was like, it was like a bogus bogus contract. But speeding up to the deal from LA, he had like so it was supposed to be going all good. He was supposed to give me, I believe the deal was like $40,000. He's supposed to give me $40,000, and he was supposed to give me that up front, plus give me access to a full design studio and production studio in LA. And he was going to get me into like bigger stores, like Revive like stores, like not technically Revive, but like stores like Revive, you know. And so I was like, okay, yeah. So me and my moms was talking about it. Was talking to the lawyer about it. My lawyer was gonna fly out for the sit down meeting in LA, cause she's from here. And yeah, he had 2 days before, he had like DM'd me this random ass picture of like a random little designer dude that Virgil follows. Virgil, Virgil that work with Louis. So Virgil, he follows like 4,000 people, whatever. Like he follows like a lot of people. Like you can follow him, probably DM him, and he'll probably just follow you back just cause. Yeah. So it was like he found a random dude, cause I kind of could sense the type of person
that he was trying to finesse.
Yeah, I mean not he really wasn't trying to finesse, but like he's like one of them people that's like completely interested in stuff if it's involving like Virgil or Jerry Lorenzo. Yeah. Like he's one of them like almost fanboyish. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't
chasing the name.
Exactly. So he like sent me this. It was like, yeah, I emailed this dude. We're gonna work with this guy because it's gonna be a good look because Virgil follow him. And I'm like, bro, what does Virgil follow have to do with anything? You know? So we kind of bumped heads with that. Then he took that and like exploded and got all emotional. So I'm like, I'm glad you did that before we signed any paperwork. So
I mean, I think it's weird that like people kind of like stop chasing like the quality of the product because you don't know it don't matter if somebody follow you, like if you're not putting out shit that look good or shit that stick around.
Yeah, so it was definitely weird. And then he like came back a year later. He had like ended up blocking me and all my friends on everything. He came back a year later, like
it's a weird ass business, man.
Yeah, he came back a year later, like on some racist stuff too. Like yeah, like
shit.
Commented on my pictures like, "Take your black ass back to the hood. You LA gonna eat you alive. You don't belong here." Just a bunch of weird shit like that. Then he had called. Somebody called on his half. And he's like really crazy for real. Takes medication and shit. So they like, yeah, we apologize for him. Blah blah blah. He's crazy. He's blocked permanently now. But the whole situation was just like, yeah, I'm done trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
I don't blame you. Shit.
Yeah, like back end business with people.
I guess that's something that you can champion because like you didn't really take no handouts and you did everything from the ground up and you still were working it yourself.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people like once the business started getting heavy, like they let somebody else take care of that for them, and that could be good with somebody else. But like I feel like taking care of your own business is like that's an aspect that you can't let go of because you never once you start putting extra hands in the pot, that's just breaking your own stuff down.
Yeah, it just become like oversaturated a little bit, like just.
And everybody don't have your same interest at heart,
Yeah, and I be trying to keep everything more organic, so definitely.
So I guess dealing with those kind of types of people, like I guess you got your moms around to make sure she look over with you too. But like, what do you feel like keeps you away from those kind of people?
Just me being in my little secluded bubble. Like I hang out with the same friends, and I kind of don't mingle unless I know it's going to be like, something beneficial. So maybe just staying to my, like, I'm at a point now where I can stay to myself. Like I really don't need, obviously I need people to grow and keep growing, but like at this point I'm not, them creative process stages when it's like you at a point where you need different people to help you elevate. Like I'm at a point where I don't need anybody else to elevate. I kind of could just like dictate that on my own. So.
Has like this success started to affect people around you yet?
Yeah, a little bit. It just be like a lot of random people too. It don't even be like my immediate friends. Like it maybe nah, cause I
just know like this being from the city. Like anytime somebody from the city started coming up, you get a lot of jealousy right away. It's just
definitely here. That's why I don't even like go anywhere in Detroit for real. Like even since I've been here, there've been a couple situations where it escalated way
for no reason.
For no reason, just off my presence, like literally. Like so, I kind of like after like a couple times, I'm like, okay, let me just, you know what I'm saying, just do what I do and then just get back out of town.
Because a lot of people like they fall in love with like I'm doing good, but I still want to be in the hood straight. I'm like, bro, sometimes you can't do that shit no more, bro.
Definitely.
Because some people don't fuck with you, though. Like, they as soon as you gone, they mad because like you gone.
Right. Sometimes it don't even be that. Like it really be like your family and shit that's from the hood. You go visit them. It don't be them. Be the people they be with. So I done dealt with that a couple times. Like I'm getting into it with randoms because they feel some type of way about me being around, and it's like, I don't even know who you is.
I don't even know you, dog.
Yeah. So that's really what it is. So I kind of want to just have my pop-up shop. You know what I'm saying? Create the experience for 2 days and then just get back on the road.
I feel that shit. Stick to the business. So if you had like advice for a young up and coming designer, like just what would you be like? What would you think? What would you tell them?
I'll probably tell them to be themselves, cause like today, like I'm I'm just like confidently speaking, I'm like responsible for like 98% of Michigan brands right now, like younger. Like even like people be sending to me send me stuff all the time, like, yo, this looks exactly like something you made, and I'm like, well, like it doesn't bother me anymore. But you know what I'm saying? So I would tell like people like to be themselves. So I kind of came up. I used to always like reach up to like the older designers. Like I'm not gonna name a couple because like we're all on great terms now. But like
that's how it be though.
Yeah, but like the older designers, I remember like people like in my mom era that was like popping when we was younger. Like I used to reach out like, yo, I make clothes. Can you blah blah? Can I mentor you? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Can you mentor me? Can you teach me stuff? And they would literally ignore me. And now they like just constantly, we constantly in the loop with each other. But Yeah, if I would have knew what I knew now, I would have just. I mean, I did do it though. Like, just keep pushing through. Don't really look too much for like criticism. Like, people they DM me all the time and be like, "Yo, you mind if I send you a couple designs? You let me know how you feel about them, or what you feel about this design?" And I tell them like, I can give you an opinion, but my opinion truly doesn't matter. You know, because art is art. That's one thing I realized. Like, you make something that you truly like first, then it's going to be people that like it. It's like clothes is like music, you know. Like, as long as you tell your story, somebody's going to relate to it. So I kind of just want to tell you, you know what I'm saying, the younger people to, yeah, definitely make what you want to make first. Like, don't say, oh, I want to make this and hope this person likes it, then I know it's going to sell because of this. Or, oh, I'm going to make this, I know these people going to like it. Like, make it for yourself first.
Where do you think the ceiling is for Arrival?
The what?
The ceiling, like what do you think it'll stop at?
Since I feel like I would have limited myself if I would have went all in on, like, cause I know I'm really good with Instagram ads and you know what I'm saying, marketing, because I didn't did that point when I was living in Atlanta. That's how I first started making money, like just really focusing on the marketing aspect of the brand. And now I'm back to really focused in on the groundwork of it, and that's what's gonna like make my ceiling even higher. Cause I feel like cause I know a bunch of people, I know a bunch of brands that's doing better than me, like online sales, but they can't put together a successful pop-up shop. You know what I'm saying? And the brands that can do that, and like it's like so easy to explain with like rap artists too, like the artists that get streams and the artists that can sell out a show.
Yeah, can't sell like a live show.
Yeah, like the people that can sell out a live show, those are people that's gonna last longer because they more connected with people. You know. And in the long run, like the stores are gonna be more interested in my products compared to just an online sensation. You know.
Now I noticed a lot of brands who like they do like the whole, you know, they send out the care packages and stuff to a lot of different people. Like, do you think that works, or is that something that like just, it's not really worth it?
I mean, I feel like everything is to each his own. So when I give advice, I always tell people like, what works for this person may work for you, but not for everyone. Because I noticed that, like, even with certain stuff, I be trying to. I be like, okay, it works for this person, maybe it won't work for me. But I just feel, I personally don't send care packages out. Like, I tell like a big artist or whatever, they DM me, or somebody in their team would DM me like, yeah, I got. Well, you can send me some clothes. I can get it to Future, or I can get it to Chris Brown or whatever. And I would be like, all right, then I'm in LA now, so hit me when y'all in LA, and then I'll pull up and we can meet face to face. I'm not sending them a package because a lot of that time it just be like somebody in their team just trying to get clothes.
Trying to get free clothes,
Or it just be too much with it, and I want to just create a, you know what I'm saying, a connection with these people while I'm giving them clothes compared to me just sitting in there as a faceless brand. You know?
Yeah, I feel like once you start giving out free shit, you're never going to pay for it after that.
Yeah, that's another thing too. That's why, like, even with like here, like I love our Detroit artists to death, and like I'm really good friends with a bunch of them. But for the most part, you won't see them in a lot of Arrival because
they ain't gonna pay for it.
Because some of them will, like at the pop-up shop they will, but since I live in LA, or they in LA, they call me and come shop. But for the most part, like they not. I think a lot of people that's how I'm doing the pop-up shops too. A lot of people like on that type of level, they don't have time to sit down to online shop. You know, all of that stuff is buying in stores or pop-up shop events or you know, stuff like that. So that's another reason why I'm getting on tour right now too, to actually connect face to face with other people. Because like people, they want to shop, but rappers, they not gonna sit down and buy online. Future not shopping online.
If he even in the same spot to wait a week for it to ship.
Yeah, like I know a bunch of artists, like even me just being friends with them, all they want to do is, if they not in the studio or they not somewhere getting high, they want to go shopping. You know, so that's like a thing to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be the whole thing behind that. But yeah, and then plus they getting a bunch of different other free clothes from smaller brands. So it's like, I'm gonna let the smaller brands just get them the clothes. Then when it's time for them to buy clothes, they just buy it from me.
Now, is it hard for you to kind of like stay focused? Because like you around all these artists, you know how artists are, you know, they get fucked up, they party and shit, but you always working. Like anytime, you know, you see you out, like you would see you still go out and post it, but you always dropping something consistently, or you working with different people. Is it hard to stay in that mode?
No, not really. Like I said, after a while, it kind of becomes like waking up and going to clock into an actual job. Like it just become like mandatory. Because if I don't do certain things per month and I don't meet my bills, then you know what I'm saying, then it sucks. So yeah, like I say, it's more so just it's like so natural and just trying to maintain my, you know what I'm saying, my level of living. That it's like I gotta do something. It's like almost like structured, you know. So yeah, I don't like. It's like, you know, it doesn't really like phase me. I kind of just do it.
I think a lot of people like they fall in love with the getting money part, but don't realize the more money you get, really, the more bills you about to start having too, because everything start upscaling, and now you got a nicer house and a car and all that, but shit got to get paid for at the end of the day.
Yeah, that literally what be happening. Like every time I start making more money, I literally like advance my life. So now I'm trying to slow down now and really elevate the business now compared to.
And something I think young people don't realize is shit like just small shit like taxes and all that shit too. And you in LA now, so you out there, you really kind of like seeing like the difference of like that high end tax out there.
Yeah, the cost of living is way different there compared to here. If I could live
$2,000 for a closet.
Yeah, no, literally, just about.
It's small as hell, bro.
Yeah, LA cool though. LA is cool. It's definitely. I'd be thinking back too. Like life is definitely different than what it used to be. Like when I first did the first podcast.
Oh, for sure, man. It's crazy how much can happen in that short amount of time. But also like when you came in here on that day, you said what you was gonna do, like super confident, with like no doubts. And even if you might have had something, you ain't really sure. You knew what you was gonna do and you did it.
Yeah, I'm gonna let her. That's my girlfriend. I'm gonna let her listen to the first podcast. I forgot it's on SoundCloud.
I was trying to find it, like, damn, bro, that shit deep, because we like this is 57 now.
Yeah, I saved it.
Yeah,
I like saved it on like the little favorites on my thing, so I'm gonna just pull it up.
I was like, damn, I don't even remember how. I think we met through Jordan. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we met through Jordan.
And I was like, damn, bro, like it's crazy how a lot of how people who create, if they actually good at what they do and they got a passion for it, like you know, it can nothing stop them from doing that.
Yeah, I still rock with Jordan heavy too. Like he come to LA all the time. Like we be on, like LA is a city where it's like I be telling people like, you don't come to LA if you're gonna visit just 2 days.
Yeah,
you're not gonna get nothing done.
Like at least like 2 weeks, and like I feel like people waste that opportunity down here, because like just me knowing like how I'm raised here, like, you know, when you got a hustler mentality, you come from that kind of family where like you taught to go out there and get it. Like it's cool to be on vacation chilling, but like if you go out somewhere where you can work at, man, do some work.
Yeah, it's not that too, but I just mean like in LA, like you include traffic. Like in LA, you really could only really do 2 things a day.
Yeah.
Like with traffic and
traffic. I heard traffic is bad out there.
Doing what you got. It's not like here in Detroit. Like I remember when I used to run around in Detroit, I used to do like 6-7 things a day.
Yeah.
Like just running around and knocking stuff out. In LA, you literally have to space that shit out by day. It's like, yeah, it's like between traffic and just actually getting it done. That's how I tell people, like, you want to come out to LA and really see everybody you want to see and do everything you got to do, you got to at least come for like 4 or 5 days. And that's really almost pushing it.
Anyway, that really ain't that much time.
Yeah. And that's really still pushing it.
So do you enjoy being out there more? Like do you enjoy being out there more or being in Atlanta?
No, I'm not a fan of Atlanta at all. I like being in LA and Houston. Yeah, I'm just most comfortable there, like them 2 places. Really, I'm really comfortable in LA now that I'm in my new spot, because I'm more of an introvert type of person. You know, like I'm only comfortable around my people. You know, and I got bad anxiety, so like.
Yeah, getting around a lot of people will kind of bring that out too.
Yeah,
you never know who gonna do what and how they gonna act.
Exactly, I have bad anxiety, so like I'm like so comfortable in LA now, because like I got my own space. You know.
So where do you feel like, you you have lessons to still learn in this business?
I definitely need to learn. Actually, constantly learn. I have so much stuff I gotta learn, and just like I know so much stuff I gotta learn too. But like the main thing I want to learn is like consistency. Like I want to, cause like clothes is like music. Once you really start figuring it out, it's like it's, you know, in music you can make money from features and shows, and you know what I'm saying. Like clothes is just like that. Like you can it was a one brand. I can't talk about the money they gave me because we signed contracts, but they paid me a good amount of money for a collab. And maybe like two or three other companies too that's pending right now. That's, you know what I'm saying. I'm really getting paid for different stuff now. So like, just got paid for actually just yesterday. It's next month, but like a panelist speaking.
Oh, okay.
I got paid a little bag for it, but it's just cool to get paid for different shit now.
Yeah.
It's like, so just really learning how to really utilize my platform to get paid for other things now too.
And like I want more people to kind of like learn about what that evolution of like a job is, because they don't realize that doing one thing, if you get good at it, that can open up so many other doors to other things.
Literally, I had no idea. Like, and then, yeah, bro, like this type of stuff I'm getting paid for now, I would have never expected myself to get paid for. Like, I literally, like, whenever something do get slow, I literally just make one post and just make money off something random as hell. So
that's crazy.
So I mean, it's cool. Sometimes it's like I just do shit to try to make the money, and then I'd be like, damn, why I do that? But I really want to learn how to, you know what I'm saying, going back to, I want to learn how to be more consistent with per month to month.
So it seemed like you're not in love with the money, which is, I guess, is a good thing, because you care about the art. Is that like hard to see as like, you know, the money keep coming in?
Nah. I never really been a fan of money. I ain't gonna lie. Like, even when I was younger, like, I was more concerned with. See, I be telling people all the time too. Like, bro, if you making more money, you need to have more stuff to show for it. You know, I don't hate people that do this, but it's like one of my pet peeves. Like, I don't understand why people go on the run and make a bunch of money or whatever,
and blow it on something stupid.
And not even that, they just like sit on it and like still in the same situation they in, just with all this money. And it's like, what you saving all this money so you can tell somebody like, oh, I'm up 50,000, I'm up 60,000. Like, okay, I could say it. Then what? You know,
right?
Like the people that's really like, and I started noticing too, like with the higher up people that I'm really like starting to hang out with, like their flex and their brag is more so of how they're living compared to, oh, I got $10,000 in my pocket right now. It's like, okay, you got $10,000 in your pocket right now, you still stay in the trenches. Yeah. It makes zero sense.
I think it's kind of crazy to be walking around with that much cash on you for no reason anyway.
Yeah, that's because people they
want to show it off. Yeah,
they like fantasize with the money, and I really don't care about the money for real. Like, I obviously I do care about it because it's part of everyday life.
You
but
think
like,
Jeff Bezos got 10 bands in his pocket right now?
Yeah,
no.
He just living life.
He ain't touched a paper dollar in years.
Yeah, literally just living life. So that's how I kind of want to be. Like, I kind of want to have money coming in to the point where it's just like I'm just living life every day, like naturally and casually, not really worried about anything, or, you know what I'm saying, something like that. But yeah, I feel like it comes with, when you start making more money, it starts to become more natural to the point where it's like it don't really faze you anymore. You know?
How old are you now, bro?
24.
Damn, you still young as hell. Out here killing it. I don't know why I think you was the same age as me. But as like a young black man, like how does it make you feel like to be like out in the world and like now, you know, you kind of like commandeering a lot more respect than people wanting to give you credit for?
Wait, say that more time?
Like, you just know, you out here, like, people got to respect you now because of what you do and your brand. You're not out here, like, you know, like, fucking around and, like, blowing all your money and shit. Like, you actually, like, a respectful businessman out here. Like, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good, but I'm, like, even, like, my closest people, like, I'm really, like, I'm an honest person. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like maybe because it was the way I was raised, I'm, like, a little, I don't know how to, like, I'm not, like, I can go out here and I know a bunch of people that's making money off doing whatever, but I'm just, like, I want to be rich off art. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only thing I want to be rich off of is just art. Like, I made this amount of money off my mind, and that's it. You know? So it's like, that's also going back to not really caring about the money. Like, when you don't care about the money, you really just care about the arts, then it's like, it's easier. You know? I never been the type to just follow a crowd just so I can say, oh, I did this too, or, you know, or I made money during the pandemic. Like, no, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just focus on the arts and then get mine slowly off this. So not knocking anybody else, but that's just me, like, you know what I'm saying? Eternally, that's how I feel.
So something I know a lot of, like, up-and-coming designers go through is, like, when you're dealing with the shipping process of, like, putting out clothes. Can you kind of like break down how much of a pain in the ass that really be like when you especially start sending out hundreds and hundreds of different things?
Yeah.
You used to do it all yourself, right? Pack it up, take it all to UPS?
Yeah, I used to do everything myself. And now I kind of can manage. Like, if I drop something, I'll probably get maybe like every day, maybe like I have like 20, 25 orders, and I can do that shit just like easy as hell now. But like bigger drops, I have like a little shipping team in LA, and I kind of just like pay them. They just help me, and we just like knock it all out.
Okay.
So it becomes a hassle, but once you get like a routine.
So you still actually like pack it up yourself too? Like right now? Okay.
Yeah, I still do it myself because it's just like easy. I got a warehouse space in LA, so I have like a little desk with shipping stuff on it. I print the labels, and it becomes really easy that way compared to having to hand make it, then ship it, then take it in because I didn't have a label printer, so I would have to do all that, then take it in and wait in line at USPS. Compared to now, I could just do all of this and then drop it off.
Okay. So the pop-up shop, tell us where that's going to be at.
Yeah, it's 2-day pop-up shop. This is the start of the tour. It's April 10th and 11th from 1 to 6 at Electric Studios.
So by the time y'all hear this, it'll be tomorrow.
Yeah. 51 Harper Ave, so Saturday. 2-day pop-up shop. The goal is to sell out the first day.
Hell yeah. 1 to 6, right?
Yep.
Okay. Make sure y'all go check him out. Shout out your social medias for us one time.
Yep. The brand page, Instagram is Arrivalworldwide. I believe on YouTube, we're about to start a blog series. We got like 3 episodes done, so follow us on there at Arrival TV or Arrival Worldwide. You can probably just catch it off one of the links off the Instagram pages. And my personal Instagram is Spencerxsanders.
Make sure y'all go check him out. Make sure y'all go check out those clothes. Pull up to that pop-up, dog. I'm going to be there. Make sure y'all come over and get some of that fire-ass clothes. That shit, it's going to be gone quick.
Yeah.
It always is.
Yeah, we're going to have the DOA going too. So
I'm showing up early. I'm be there at 12:30.
Yeah,
trying to catch you one of them 2X's before they gone.
Yeah. People keep hitting me up crazy. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get there early. Like, this is gonna be like, I'm for sure probably gonna have a line.
Oh, it's gonna be a line for sure. I don't think we had a pop up, like if anything, in a minute.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, I want to be like the dude that's having pop up shops like V-Lone is from Detroit. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we did a lot of things. I remember when we was doing the shows back in the day. Like that shit used to be crazy.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
you was the only like clothing person like that was doing shows that was like big. Cause you did one with us, and that shit turned out crazy. Yeah, the charity event, that shit turned out crazy.
That's the whole thing I was saying. Like, actually being in the field. We've been doing it for a minute, so.
But yeah, make sure y'all come pull up to that. Make sure y'all follow me at Lee.Slit on Instagram. Make sure you follow Oso Radio at the Oso Radio. Make sure y'all keep checking in. It's your boy Slit, and we're gonna see y'all next week. We out.
We out.